Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Half a day, everyone, and welcome to this month's edition of Uno Mix.
I'm Hannah Devonzo.
While you see Isaiah again, also known as Izzy, and thank you for joining us.
There are a lot of exciting things for us coming up on the show.
It's a Throwback Thursday kind of deal where we recue our beekeeper story.
That's right, Izzy, but up first, we're jumping into our very first Uno shoot together back in November, where we learned the art of windsurfing.
Take a look.
Today I'm Hannah Devonzo.
And I'm Isaiah Uggan.
And thanks for watching our segment where we try windsurfing. We're here with our instructor, Mike from Various Windsurfing, who's going to teach us how to do this because we've never tried this before. Can you walk us through the process of, the learning of how to do it?
Absolutely. So welcome to Various Windsurfing, and the first thing that you're going to do is basically a land demonstration. For the first 20 minutes, you're going to be on the sand practicing with my dad. And after that, after 20 minutes of doing the entire demonstration, we're going to put you on the water individually and consider me and Freddie your one-on-one coaches. So with that said, we'll be with you in the water one at a time, making sure that you can walk through the 5-step process as easily as possible.
You're going to see on the board there's already red markings on it, okay? So that's where you stand, okay? So first, okay? Stand up the mast between your feet, okay? Okay. You have to see to it that the board is flat. Here it's very easy because we're on the beach, okay? Once we get in the water, you need to be exactly right here, okay? Once your board is flat, you continue with step 2 by pulling your uphill line. Okay. The trick here is bend your knees, keep your back straight, and you pull it as slow as you can, okay? Okay, don't go to the equipment, let the equipment come to you, okay? Slow, okay? Slow, slow. And you stop pulling when the mast is about a foot away from you, right there. Okay, okay. Also, it's easier if you clip your elbow like here, okay? That's about a foot, okay. Isaiah, where's the front of the board? Okay, this hand is your front hand, okay? Whatever hand on this side. Hannah, where's the back of the board? Okay. This hand is your backhand, okay? As you pull this up slowly, okay, the backhand should end at the end of the uphill line, and then the front hand right below, okay? Mast about a foot away from you. Okay, we're done with step number 2. Step number 3, front hand cross, okay? The easiest step in windsurfing, just like that, right here. Okay, step number 4, okay, you step back with your back foot first, and then your front foot right behind that mast, okay? And then you put your mast straight, okay? Once again, okay? Back foot first, front foot behind the mast, and then put your mast straight. Okay, it is so important that the mast is straight. Look at this. Once the mast is straight, it's so light because the weight will be on the board, okay? Okay. If you want to step back a little, that's fine, okay? Okay, now we go with last step, step number 5. Let go your backhand and grab the boom. Okay, shoulder length apart. Your front hand and your backhand should be shoulder length apart. With this wind, okay, you don't need to pull so much, especially at the start. All you have to do is pull your backhand a few inches and you're gonna go, okay? Okay, if you're out balanced, okay, you're overpowered, this is what you do so you don't end up in the water. Just let the backhand go, the wind will pass, keep your mast straight, and then go again, okay? Okay, who wants to be first?
Now we're taking our lesson to the water, where Isaiah starts us off with our instructor, Freddie. And then it was my turn. I climbed up, found my balance, and tried to remember each step from the land demonstration. And just like that, I was off in windsurfing. The secret for me was finding my balance. Let's check back on Isaiah. Isaiah is up and ready for another try. As they say, practice makes perfect. And a trooper for sure, as he's back and trying again. All smooth sailing over here. Windsurfing is an art that requires relying on the wind and a handful of good balance. Let's check up on Isaiah. Although getting up wasn't too difficult for me, the hard part was trying to pick up the speed. And he made it! Isaiah was up and windsurfing, and no one could be prouder of him than our instructor, Freddie. Looking like a champ, by the end of our lesson, I'd say we could officially call ourselves windsurfers.
Windsurfing was a great first-time experience.
Really, like, would you do it again? I mean, like, first off, what did you think?
It was easy for some of us. What about you?
I mean, okay. First off, I was gassed out. I mean, maybe if I was 100 pounds lighter, I'd do it again. But, you know, we have more exciting things coming up on the show.
And you're watching Uno Mix, keep it here.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like.
Welcome back to Uno Mix.
All right, now it's time to jump to another exciting Uno Mix shoot we did, which was learning the beekeeping craft.
Nice, let's roll the clips.
Howdy everyone, Guahusi Isaiah again, and welcome to this segment of Uno Mix, where Hannah and I will be learning the art of beekeeping with UOG students Chris Rosario and Janae Sayama.
So we're gonna open up the colony, but before we do that, let's give it another smoke.
Okay.
So we want to smoke out the entrance. Yep, one more time, because the entrance is where all the foragers are going in and out. And if you get stung, you're likely getting stung by a forager. Forager are the oldest bees in the colony. And so what Janae and I are doing with these colonies is Janae is collecting the pollen, and I am doing a survey for certain pests of honeybees. So we all know that bees do forage for pollen, and Janae's research is actually to look at the different types of pollen that bees are bringing back.
Wow.
Which is very important, because we want to know what they are pollinating. Whether are they pollinating native plants? Are they pollinating agricultural crops? You know, we don't know. We only know based off of observation.
Meanwhile, Rosario shared the importance of beekeeping.
One of the main purposes, you know, keeping bees to raise, what's it called? You're basically farming honey.
The normal instinct when a bee flies around you is to protect yourself, but instead of swinging, Rosario shares this tip.
So, recommend just staying calm, just stay put. When a bee is flying towards your face, you don't want to, you know, do that. And then the reason why I'm not doing it now is because I might be potentially a threat.
If you get stung by a bee, Rosario recommends doing this.
Recommendation is to just put an ice pack on the site, but also use vinegar.
Before harvesting honey, Rosario says we must use a smoker to calm the colony or hive.
So the purpose of the smoker is to calm the bees and prevent them from communicating with each other to sting. So bees release about several different types of pheromones telling other bees to sting. So this is a social insect. Social insects communicate mostly via pheromones, pheromones is just basically the scent of, you know, like our odor. And so bees will also react to our pheromones as well. And usually not. And so with the smoker, it prevents them from detecting that.
Okay.
It kind of hinders it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this bad for them to smoke?
So too much smoke, yes. Because what's happening is we're causing them to go deeper into the colony and let them pack up their resources. Because they think it's a forest fire. That's all it is.
Then next, Rosario grabs his hive tool, which is used to separate and remove the frames from each other.
So the hive tool is mainly to pry out the frames, to pry open the box, pry away the frames from each other. So if you notice, if you look, you can go right into the colony. That's good. Now we don't need to smoke too much. We could put the smoker down here and kind of let the smoker flow through the entrance of the colony. So any foragers that could be potentially angry can, again, get the, hinder that pheromone. So I'm gonna pull out an empty frame. Yeah, really, really empty, but they're gonna start working on it. So most bee colonies, or most bee boxes will be equipped with frames and what we call a foundation. And sometimes the foundation is made up of wax and made up of plastic. Now, because bees have been pretty feral over hundreds of years on Guam, well, they're used to building their own combs and deterring away from plastic. So yeah, go ahead, please hold.
So we head back
But
into the office
what
after
we
smoking
could
and
do is
educating
when
the
we,
honey from one of 4 colonies, Rosario explained what to do when harvesting honey.
So after, getting into the colony, after the smoking and looking at the whole box itself, you take out a selective amount of frames that have honey that's capped. As you can see here, the honey is capped, but the rest are kind of not capped and it's not ready. And how can we tell that the honey is not ready? You do this. I do what we call a viscosity test. So if viscosity is basically if the honey just comes right out of the frames, like as you can see right here, right? You can see that? It still has water in it. See how the honey, some of the nectar is dripping out? So this tells me that the honey is not ready because it still has water components inside.
Rosario told us that about 10 frames just like this one he was holding can produce up to 25 pounds of honey. And finally, we tried the freshly harvested honey.
Go ahead, give it a shot. Now you gotta put it right in your mouth now because you don't want it to like drip all over. No? We're good? Now don't swallow the wax. You did swallow it. That's okay. It's like swallowing gum, so. There you go. That's it.
I don't swallow this then.
You don't swallow that.
Didn't you already eat some of it?
Just chew it.
All right, it's now time to wrap up this segment of the show. Thank you so much, Chris and Janae, for showing us the art of beekeeping. So Hannah, what was the experience like?
I was pretty nervous putting the suit on, but once I got out there and was like there for a while, I would say it actually felt kind of like peaceful. It was like you forget about them. So it was an awesome experience. How about you?
I was actually freaked out when I started putting on the suit, but I was perfectly fine like right when I got out there, and I was like, okay. I feel protected, so I'm happy to be a part of this journey and the experience. So Chris, where can, I guess, they find more information on beekeeping?
You could always call the University of Guam, Department of Agriculture, or any member of the Guam Beekeepers Association. We do have about 85 beekeepers on island, so really the growing industry is what's really helping getting more people involved, and we're also doing the outreach into schools. So, but I think you can look at our platform, Guam Beekeepers Association, and the Facebook page or Instagram.
All right, thank you, Chris and Janae, for this experience. With Uno Mix, I'm Isaiah again.
Wow, like beekeeping was so much fun. Actually, had it for a while. I wanted to start my own little bee farm. Then I realized the amount of hard work and commitment that goes into it, and it's a huge no-no for me. Like, girl, I'm booked and busy. What did you think?
You know, at first I was a little anxious. I think you remember that. I was nervous, but then after a while, it's kind of peaceful. You know, the bees are swarming around you, and there's this sense of like zen. Am I right?
Yes, cool. Pepsi Pulse after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Uno Mix.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like.
Welcome back to the show.
It's now time to jump into our segment that features up and coming local talent, whether it be on TikTok, singing, rapping, and even dancing.
All right, let's check out this month's Pepsi Pulse.
It's time for your Pepsi Pulse.
A lot of pretty faces could waste my time, but you're my dream, girl. You make flowers bloom. Girl, you make the stars collide. And I don't know what I did to get lucky like this, but it sure feels fine.
Yeah. You be thinking like you basic, telling me you just like every other girl, please. But you the only reason every day the sun shines up in the blue skies, yeah, in the morning. It's got me like, ooh, girl, where did you come from? I don't believe that you came from this world. Mind blown when it comes to you.
It's no secret that Guam is a rock full of talent, whether it be singing, rapping, dancing, and even TikTok. 21-year-old Dawson Arceo, also known as DJ Arceo from the village of Chalampago, Guam, was taken by surprise after one of his TikTok posts of him singing nearly hit 1 million likes and close to 7 million views on the, you guessed it, the popular TikTok app.
I mean, it was very unexpected, but you know, like the amount of love and support that everyone gave me, it was like, it just made me feel so good, and like it just makes me want to continue to like make music and do what I love to do. I actually did not like, most of the people who did the open verse challenge, they recorded themselves like singing on the mic or anything, and I just recorded myself playing my VR headset and like posted it as like just, you know, just for fun, and I really didn't think it'll turn out to have like 4 million views and over like 500,000 likes, and like it just is really crazy. It's very inspirational and motivating. Like the amount of comments I'm getting and messages I'm getting from people, it makes me want to continue to keep doing what I love to do, which is making music, and it's always been a passion of mine.
People were asking because you were moving your arm movements with the VR set.
Yes.
Were you actually playing a game where you were just freestyling?
Yes, I was actually playing Beat Saber, and a lot of people caught on, but other people were asking if I was like playing like Gorilla Tag or like any other game, but yes, Beat Saber was the game I was playing.
Arceo is full Chamorro and serves in the Air Force Reserves part-time. When he's off duty, he enjoys creating music.
Well, I do plan to, you know, continue to make music for like the fans that are growing right now, and just, you know, basically moving forward with hopefully advancing my musical career, and like posting more covers. I'm getting a lot of requests from people, and hopefully making more originals.
Arceo's tunes in his produced music is influenced by his roots.
Well, a lot of my originals are more like island style, reggae, and but I do have like other musical genres that I'm like into. For example, Anis's type of style. I love to do more like a really vibey island type, so that's kind of my style.
As a matter of fact, his family played a role in his music journey. He was gifted his first instrument by his father before he was 10 years old.
I grew up with like my brother and my sister, but I've always grown up around music because of my dad, actually, because he was in a band. And then my parents provided me my uke, my first uke when I was, I believe, 5 years old. And that became my main instrument. And from there, I mean, even as a child, I wrote songs. I wrote this one song, it's called Guam is Best. And from there, I guess that music has just became a way for me to express myself and, you know, my background and where I came from.
You mentioned your dad was in a band. What was it called and what's his name?
So I'm not too sure what the band was called, but he did play for Anady.
Okay.
One of her songs is So in Love.
Okay. And
But
so would you say that your music is inspired by where, you know, him growing up, or you growing up, where would you say your music is inspired by him playing?
Definitely, yeah, because it's always been part of my family, because he would always make me like play the uke. He would always make me sing, teach me how to, and not only the uke, but he would teach me like the drums and everything.
As for those who would like to chase their dreams, Arceo shared this message.
Just be to just continue if it is your passion, and just love what you do, enjoy what you do, and never give up.
Follow Arceo on his journey to growing in the music world on TikTok at @thereal_Arceo and on Instagram at DJArceo_671.
I enjoyed talking with him.
We wrap up the show after the break.
Keep it here to Uno Mix.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like.
Before we wrap up the show, here is this month's Sunday Vibes.
Let's get into it.
Nice. Unfortunately, it's now time for us to go, Hannah.
Oh, well, actually, let's share them the big news first.
Let's shout. Due to popular demand, they are giving us the show. We have our very own show together, G's, the iconic duo that started off on TikTok, now taking over Uno on TV. So stay tuned as we continue to get our hands dirty.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this month's episode of Uno Mix.
I'm Hannah Devonzo.
Walusi Isaiah Uggan, also known as Izzy. Be safe, Marianas. Adios.